What's the ups and downs of performing?
Sometimes nobody shows up, and that's always hard. And then sometimes you won't be expecting a certain type of crowd, and you'll just get really lucky and have a full house of people who are really into what you're doing and really interested in the stories behind your music. Those experiences are just awesome. And one of my favorite things about performing is when I give a presentation where I'm, telling the stories behind these folk songs, and afterwards someone will come up to me and start telling me the stories behind their family, and songs that they remember from their childhood, and that's a really wonderful feeling because it's reinforcement that they really are identifying with what I'm presenting and listening, and it's also great to hear stories from them, so I can always I have more stories for the future because they've passed on their own stories. So those are some of my favorite things about performing. But sometimes you just don't feel like anyone's listening, and that happens. It's not it's less common than it used to be. But I think even very successful performers have those experiences sometimes where you just don't feel like anyone's listening or paying attention. And yeah, it does happen, but luckily they're few and far between. As I go on with performing, I'm finding more of the right audience for my music, and so there are more ups and downs.
What are your future plans and in the near future?
My future plans. Well, I just started working with a new duo partner. Who plays guitar and mandolin, and our future plans are hopefully within the next year to record another album. I've recorded 2 albums so far, and I'm really looking forward to working with him because he brings a whole new dynamic to the type of music that I'm playing, and some great talent, and so I'm looking forward to maybe recording another album with him and doing some touring behind that album, like traveling around different parts of the country and sharing that music with new people.
Is there any artists that you want to work with in the near future?
Let's see. I would really like to do more playing with Kenny Putnam. He's from Rapid City. He's a fabulous fiddle player, and I've got to play with him a couple times. But I would really like to do some more playing with him this part of the country. It would be a lot of fun.
What is some advice that you would give for the youth for today?
I would say, I think what I've learned through this whole process is that it's really important to have an idea of where you're from. And I think, like being from South Dakota, sometimes the mentality is always like, oh, South Dakota, like I need to get out of here. I need to move to the big city, and if that's what you want, then yes, you should move away and experience new places and find where you belong. But I think through all of that, it's important to have a really good sense of where you're from, and if that means if that refers to your ethnicity, like where your ancestors came from, then that's your foundation. That's where you're from. If it refers to your hometown, to the community that raised you, then that's your foundation that you need to really have a good sense of. And music has really helped me do that. And for someone else, it might be something else that really gives them a sense of place and their own history, where they came from. I think that's something that I wish I would have knew, or if I would have, really known about myself before I went out and moved off and lived in the big city for a little while. That experience of leaving really taught me that I care about where I'm from, and I care about the history there and the people there. And I think it's important for young people to know that about themselves.
Is there anything else you'd like to add to this interview that you didn't get a chance to talk about?
I don't think so. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Can you think of any more questions that you'd like to add that were in there?
No, not really.
Well then, it's a wrap.
Cool.
Awesomeness. You've got some excellent